So the other day, I watched a video by a crafty masterman who made Geometry Dash in Minecraft using only redstone. And I thought, I want to make that too. Except I'm kind of an idiot. And even making something like a 2x2 piston door uses up all my brain cells. Somehow, however, I do know how to use command blocks though. And so in today's video, we're gonna also make Geometry Dash in Minecraft, but using command blocks. Now before we get started, we probably should make up a plan of how we're actually gonna make the— oh, he's already going. There's a few things I want to include in this game. 1, the character, obviously. 2, the first 3 levels. And 3... yeah, no, that's it. To start off, we need a menu. Now while Geometry Dash has this very iconic background where you can brutally murder these random characters, I wanted something a little bit more iconic for the player, such as a bedroom. Also, I don't know how to make these random characters appear in the menu, but that has absolutely nothing to do with why I instead made a bedroom. No, I don't know what you're talking about. So now that we have a main menu, we need the character. And this is where we get to our first tiny issue. You see, in Geometry Dash, the character, or square, is 1 tile tall, whereas every Minecraft character is 2 blocks tall. Additionally, the Geometry Dash cube doesn't really have arms or legs. So in short, what we need to do is to somehow attach a custom entity to the player and hide the player skin. Now making the player skin invisible is pretty simple by just giving them invisibility as long as they are playing the level. Kind of how invisible I am to the girls in my school. As for attaching the entity, yeah, we'll get back to that later. I am not dealing with that right now. For now, we need to start actually making some levels, which means we first need to make the background. Now while every level has a different background, conveniently for me, the first 3 levels all have the same background, which also happens to be this one, which is probably the most iconic either way. This means that all we need to do is make one background and then just copy it over to the next level. And after spending about an hour perfectly recreating it, I again ran into an issue. Right, that's normal. How is it only in these 3? Huh? No, that is a serious problem.
1 hour later.
Okay, I kid you not. I did a little bit of testing, and for some reason, it's the barriers. I can literally poke a 1x1 hole in these barriers, and that's what's gonna make the difference. I don't know why this is the case, but apparently we've got to break at least 1 barrier on every single chunk. Okay, now before we get to making the actual level, we need to get back to our character, because at the moment, well, we don't have one. And after intensely thinking for about 5 minutes and doing a little bit of testing, we now have a custom mob that follows us wherever we go. Oh, and it's at this point of the video that I want to mention that if you want to choose what games I should make in the future, as well as get access to some exclusive behind the scenes videos, then consider becoming a channel member. It's only like $5 a month, or in today's economy about an average cheeseburger, and you can of course always cancel it whenever you want. Anyways, let's get back to making Geometry Dash in Minecraft. Okay, now that we finally have the character, we can start working on the actual level. Now for the level, there's 2 alternatives. 1, go to our website to find a blueprint of a perfect 1-to-1 recreation of the level and just place it into my world. Or 2, search up a random YouTube video from 10 years ago and manually place down every single block of the entire level, which would take many hours and waste a shit ton of time. The video was made by Racing717. And after spending the equivalent amount of time of a full day of work just copying Stereo Madness tile by tile, what am I doing with my life, we finally have a level. Now the character we have at the moment works, but because we're using command blocks, that means that our character is limited to 20 teleports per second, which when running causes some issues. So what we need to do is make a character that's an actual part of the player, rather than something that relies on commands. And after staring into the empty void that I call my brain for about 15 minutes, I got perhaps the most genius, unmatched idea I've ever had. An idea that goes so hard Isaac Newton himself would fall to the floor. Helmets. We're using custom helmets. Luckily for me, making a custom helmet is actually pretty easy using the Blockbench Item Wizard, a tool created by Mojang themselves to make your lives a lot easier. And by off-centering the custom helmet model to be about 1.5 blocks low from the player's head, we now have a very cursed looking item that actually looks good whenever the player is invisible. Alright guys, I've got the helmet, which I ended up going with because boots move a lot. And there's no way that worked! No! Look at this! This works way too well. There's no way this... Oh... Man, I keep learning new stuff about Minecraft all the time, and I do it in the most random ways ever. Now at this point you might be asking, Minecraft is a 3D game, how are you gonna make the camera look like Geometry Dash? A 3D game Well, my sweet viewer who's watched this far into the video, the reason is because I'm making this entire game on Bedrock Edition. Now, hear me out, I'll make a video fully explaining why I play Bedrock Edition in the future, but for this game in particular, the reason why we're playing Bedrock Edition is because Bedrock Edition has a custom command called the camera command. Using this command, we can freely choose how the camera moves, and even detach it from the actual player. And so by using this command right here, we can make the camera follow the player from the side, and also zoom in places, such as the ship, where the camera does zoom in. Now this command has a tendency to get a little bit buggy, but I'm sure that's not gonna lead to any problems later. Right? So now that we have the camera, we need the ship. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and spoil this already because I never actually ended up making any kind of visual ship. I just made the mechanics so that whenever you're holding a breeze rod, you'll get levitation. It's not perfect by any means, but at least it works.
A few moments later.
Okay, so I've just put out all of these commands, and I just realized that I cannot use the squiggly lines if I'm executing it at myself. Which means we've got to redo this and place them all again. Now at this point of the video, it had already been well over 2 weeks since I posted my last video, so while I would love to keep going on this game and make all 3 levels, I don't even know if people are gonna watch this video, so our new goal is to make a somewhat working Stereo Madness level, and then if you guys want me to make the other levels, then make sure to show that by leaving a like on the video and subscribe so you don't miss out on the video if I do end up making it. And after spending about 2 days trying to finish the level, this is what we ended up with.
From the yacht to the such to the wrist to the mule.
Thanks for watching. If you couldn't already tell, this map is very buggy, and so unlike a lot of my other games, I will not be releasing this one on my Discord or anywhere, partly because I don't want to get into any legal trouble, but also just because, as I already showed you, it is a very buggy map. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and if we got, let's say, 100 likes on this video, then I'll make a part 2 actually trying to publish this.
From the yacht to the such to the wrist to the mule. Yeah, I'm